says the correct. Fred name. This is the next guy in the DA. If the DA is Moonshot, short, whatsoever, happens to succeed here in forget by Solomon being the key.
You take one. I'm going to give you a few things. You're going to choose one. But for you, I've made personalities because you're an aspiring politician. Ne?
Sure.
Sharp. Amika Cabral or Kwame Nkrumah. Take one. Patrice Lumumba or Thomas Sankara.
Sankara.
Bantu Biko or Chris Hani.
Biko.
You've got the choice to explain why. Ne? If you don't, it doesn't matter. Sobukwe or Mashele. I call him Mashele.
Robert Sobukwe, my man. He always wanted us to have this land, and we always wanted it, and we want it now.
A difficult one. It's a deliberate curveball, this one.
Yeah.
Vernuka or Ompile Mauto.
It's very difficult for me to choose.
I know, that's why you are here.
That's why you are here. Both. They are playing different roles in the organizations. I believe they've got two different characters based on their positions in the organizations. But personally, I love them both.
You can't do that. You know, there's a man of the match. The people play different roles. There's a player of the season, player of the season, Ballon d'Or. Who is your lady here? Veronica or Ompile?
We are basically not on a football game where we are contesting each other. We are from one organization.
I'm trying to shying away from this one.
We are pulling.
It's like a pillar so. Okay, Harriet Tubman or Winnie Mandela? It's gonna be easy for you. Okay, Dalimpofu or Ngaitovi?
Comrade Dali, he's been with us from the ground. He's been on the struggle. He's been with us from everything. He even helped us, and he's still growing us even today.
Okay, no, it's fine. Please tell my audience your name and where you're from.
No, my name is Benjamin Matebula. I'm from Ward 3 in Tshwane.
Ward 3 in Tshwane?
Yes.
Okay, what do you do there in Ward 3?
I'm a councillor from Ward 3. I'm actually an PR councillor for the EFF in Ward 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so I serve at the regional level currently, and I'm participating in my governance in Tshwane municipality.
All right, it's fine. It's fine. Diraso, in the region, you guys had problems, especially with electing the mayor, Gauteng, and because you felt DA was doing electoral fraud, they marked their papers, and Obaking Ramabodu went in and opened the case just to stop them from, if the IEC or the council doesn't take action up for those 69 members, you guys would you would boycott. But eventually Brent got elected and is the mayor as we speak. So what is your confidence with the electoral system, especially based in the city of Tshwane?
Look, the IEC had no fault in those fraudulent signatures or elections which happened there at city of Tshwane.
Yeah.
Who was at fault? It was the DA. The DA was defeated previously on the basis of the speaker, on the position of the speaker.
Yeah.
By the collective in council.
Okay.
Even their own, they didn't want to support the candidate who was there. So what they went to do is they spoke to, remember, DA in Tshwane there are 69. The councillors of DA, including PR councillors, actually they are members in that municipality.
So that is the PR and the ward councillors.
And the ward councillors. So they sat in their corner and discussed, because they wanted to interrogate and find out who sold them out for them to lose position of the speaker.
Yeah.
So they went there and applied a fraudulent tactic by writing a number of. So they gave every councillor a number.
Yes.
So they gave them from 1 to 69. So they gave everyone a number to see who is not going to write their number. So they went there and wrote in the ballot box, councillor number 1, number 2, up to 69. So the IEC dismissed that act.
So they
this act.
Yeah, so they spoiled those ballots, right?
Yes.
And was it a rerun or whatever it was? But you guys opened the case. What happened of the case and what happened to those 69? What happened to them?
Look, the case was open. It's still under investigation with SAPS.
Okay.
So what happened with the 69? DA took their, what you call them, this thing of, what can I say?
A resolution.
They took, it was a resolution for them to write the numbers into the ballots. But they took steps, they acted on all other party members or councillors from other parties whom they are in the coalition pact, as they call it.
Okay.
So they took them to lie detector test.
Oh.
Everyone.
So DA subjected those members to lie detector test.
ACDP, Action SA, all those councillors from those parties which are in the coalition with the DA were subjected to a lie detector test, and they went through that. Except the councillors of DA, the senior councillors of DA. Yeah, so that's.
Yeah, well, it's sad. Kat, please introduce yourself, and then if you've got a bite here, because we want to know. And only switch on your mic when you want to come in. Is your mic on? Please just introduce yourself and tell us. And if you want to chip in on this matter, let's do that.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. My name is Cadre. I'm the regional organizer of Tshwane in the EFF. No, I agree with the sentiment of Mr. Matebula there, because what the DA did was very, very wrong. It was an apartheid tactic that was used by the DA to subject its members into a lie detector test. That is very wrong. You are violating the rights of individuals. Hence, the EFF took steps to go and protect those, particularly black councillors, who were subjected to those conduct of lie detector test. So we took a stand to support and stay in solidarity and protect the rights of black councillors of the DA, because what the DA was doing was playing apartheid tactics, which the EFF does not stand with, and we always condemn them whenever they raise their ugly head. Thank you.
Is it apartheid tactic because the Africans in the DA were subjected to that test, and even the friends, the coalition members of the other parties were also subjected to that?
Yes, no, you should know that.
Even the whites were subjected to it?
No, you should know that a DA is a racist party. And in the DA, you find that there are white councillors, there are black councillors. But black councillors are treated in a very, very inappropriate manner. They are being undermined. They are being handled. They don't have rights. They don't have views. They are told. They are managed. So they are just councillors by just being a human being. But the effect of the matter is that they're not doing what they're supposed to do as leaders of the society. So they're just trying to balance race there of black and white, as if black people have a voice there. But there's no voice, and it's sad.
Other Sulimusimangas are moved at the same time.
Sulimusimanga, it's a serious puppet that has been swallowed by white people. Hey. White people swallowed Sulimusimanga. He has lost his conscience. The man, as we speak now, he has just been endorsed to be the chairperson, re-elected as the chairperson of Gauteng. Because why? Because Sulimusimanga was serving the interest of white people here in Tshwane. Now, they saw that this man is loyal to us. They gave him the provincial chairperson. After serving as the provincial chairperson with scandals after he was moved by a certain contractor, not after stealing money. But they hide everything. They don't want to tell the people or the statement. They never issued a statement that says no. So Sulimusimanga was found not guilty or guilty. They just took everything under the carpet. Now Sulimusimanga is re-elected again as the chairperson of Gauteng.
Okay, it's fine. Let's stick to your own politics.
I want us to chip in.
Yeah, no, please do.
You know, the reason why the the DA gave those people numbers to write in the ballot so that they can spoil them. It was because Action SA was fielding a candidate to be the speaker. It was not their candidate. So that's why they lost the position of the speaker. It's because the 69 ballots were spoiled.
Wow.
Secondly, when it came to their candidate, who is the mayor, Celia Brink, they didn't continue using the numbers. Right?
Yes.
They marked the ballot accordingly and forced black people or black councillors before from the other organization, because the other councillors who are black, mainly black in that Pact, are from the other organizations such as your IFP, ACDP, Action SA.
Okay.
So what happened there is they said we can't allow these ones to lead us. Rather spoil and promise them that they will go to court and not do anything. And we know very well that the DA, when it promises that DA goes to court over salaries of workers. They have too quick to go to court, even though when they know that they are going to lose this one, they will go to court. But they promised Action SA and their coalition Pact that we are going to go to court and challenge this. Did they go to court? They didn't.
All right, it's fine. Let's do this. I want us to speak about Sulim Simang versus, and actually we go into the 2024 elections. Who you are going to field against him, because they'll be competing with Simang in the province. Let's do this. I want to talk about topical issues that affects people in Tshwane.
Sure.
Operation Dudula says it's active.
Sure.
In Tshwane.
Sure.
Other people are saying it's only effective in at the hospital to stop poor people from accessing medical health facilities.
Sure.
Any word from you?
Look, it's always simple, Masha. I feel privileged at a certain point because I am lighter. Anyone can see that I'm a South African. There was a Venda woman there, heavily pregnant at the hospital because she's dark. She's coming from Venda. She was mistakenly sent back by Operation Dudula for being dark, or for being asked what is an ear in Zulu. What do you understand? What can you tell us in Spain or something there in our church? So,
but that question is at odds, because a lot of Ndebele people speak Zulu and Ndebele from Zimbabwe. They would know what that is.
Look,
why even in Pretoria people are asked about Zulu?
Look, those comrades, those people of Operation Dudula, they want to see how are you going to pronounce it, how are you going to sound when you mention Uti in Torolano or in or whatsoever. You understand?
You must say 16, not 16.
Yeah, you understand. And if you say 16, you are out. You are a foreigner, you must leave the country. And by the way, they are not going to the Human Rights Commission, which is there in Pretoria Central, to go and complain in the Human Rights Commission. Because the reason why we have Human Rights Commission here in South Africa, it's because everyone has got a right. And it's within the Constitution that everyone has the right, who is within the borders of the country, has got the right to health care.
Okay, what are you guys doing in the EFF here in Tshwane about Dudula and about people who are harassed by their activities?
We are trying by all means to stop the harassment from Operation Dudula. Not necessarily that we are fighting them, yes, but we are trying to educate them as Operation Dudula, as African brothers, to love one another. We are not fighting with Operation Dudula, but Dudula is engaged in a war against us for protecting an African child. We are not fighting Operation Dudula. Yeah. We are saying to Operation Dudula, if they want the constitution of the country to be changed, let them contest the elections they go to parliament and go and amend the constitution there. Because that's where the constitution gets amended. We are here in this country, governed by the constitution, which was determined by South Africans, not Operation Dudula. Operation Dudula should understand. I'll give you an example. There is no way Operation Dudula went to a white foreigner. It's always everyone who's regarded as a black, whether it's a Chinese, whether it's an Indian, whether it's an African, or whatsoever, or whatsoever. Whoever is regarded as an African, Operation Dudula will go and attack that particular individual based on the issue of them being a foreigner. But they will never, I don't know, maybe white people are not foreigners. I don't know, maybe you can answer me on that one. Are white people not foreigners? Because most people, we've got that creature guy who's in jail now. It's a foreigner, that guy. Yes. He came here to commit serious crimes.
Mazotti?
Mazotti, what did Mazotti commit?
No, I'm asking. I'm saying Mazotti, is he not a foreigner?
They could have went to him if he's a foreigner. That tells you that he's not a foreigner. He's been here, no one's talking about him. So it's not a foreigner. He's rightfully here in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if Mazotti is a foreigner, they must go and deal with Mazotti.
Oh.
Yes, they must take us out from that thing of Mazotti. So if they have an issue with Mazotti, they see him as a foreigner. Let them go and deal with Mazotti. But because Mazotti is white also, they cannot go to him. They will go to an African brother. Like the one who's suffering.
Yeah.
Suffering from the segregation system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. No, thank you. We shoot the Politically Incorrect podcast from the Digital Photography Studios. They are based in Pretoria. If you need any information, kindly contact them on the provided information. Thank you. I hear you about Operation Dudula and the likes. So you always link Operation Dudula with the Zimbabweans. What's your sentiment on Zimbabwe? Because, you know, Zimbabweans and Dudula don't get along, and I know by all intents and purposes, you guys do regard Zimbabweans as your fellow African brothers. Kat, I've seen you, but let me just ask this question, and then you'll pop in. So here's the thing: with Zimbabweans, you offered them, because they're going to elections now. I feel it's one of the most useless elections ever in SADC, because I mean, straight up, Mnangagwa's going to take that one. No contest there.
Yeah.
What, besides promising them transport, free buses, of which it angered a lot of people, what else? What kind of support are you going to give Zimbabweans? Because people feel Zimbabweans don't want to go back and fix their country.
Look, Zimbabweans do want to go back home and fix their country.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: there is no one who wants to leave their homeland and go to other people's country just by liking it.
Yes.
It's only the ones who came here in 1652 to come here and steal our lands, our minerals and everything, and they took back. You must remember, it's only Europeans who have two homes. They will have a home here in Africa and a home in Europe or in America.
Yes.
Zimbabweans have got only one home, which is Africa. If you can go back and look at our history as Africans in the 1880s, you will check that Africans were rotating with seasons to go and find homestead so that they can plant. When the season is out, they go and plant somewhere. We're moving within our continent. We never crossed the only ocean to go into someone's country and go and mess up there. So
which culture did that?
Everyone. Any African. If the Tsongas, you go to Kenya, in Kenya, you will find Tsongas there. You go to Malawi, you will find Zulus there. You go to Zimbabwe, you will find Xhosas there.
I understand and agree with you. I was just asking which culture do that, because, for example, the San and the Khoi, they would move as they were. I just thought maybe we've got a culture in specific that does that. But being there as it may, let me bring Kat in, because he wanted to come in. Yeah. Kat, already.
Yeah, no, thanks. No, I wanted to say our people are being misled by vigilante groups like Dudula, which is not guided by any policy or having guiding documents on who they are and what they represent. They just mislead the society. They lobby them into one group, telling them that Africans, brothers and sisters, are taking their jobs and stuff, so we must fight black on black violence, which is disingenuous, malicious to us as Africans. It's misleading. It doesn't shape Africa as it's supposed to be. Our people, our people are struggling, and our people are losing who we are because of the colonists, what they did to Africa. You should know historically that in Africa there were no borders. We are one thing. You can say there's a foreigner, there's a black foreigner in Africa. How do you become a foreigner in your own continent? Why? Because white people came here, they divided us so that they can manage us. And then now, we do no longer see our reflection on other... Are you saying you don't mind undocumented people in the country? That one is an issue that can be dealt by those who failed South Africans. Because ourselves here in South Africa, we have a government that is in charge. But you understand we had borders even before the whites came? No. No, there's no such. Let me conclude this point I'm trying to drive here. In our country here in South Africa, people came in, those who are undocumented, came in through fences and whatever the arrangement they used. And now when these people are inside here, they left their countries maybe because of economical reasons. Others, there's war and stuff. So when they are here in this country, we can't treat them as if they don't belong to this continent, where else we know that it's white people who came and divided us so that they can try to manage us. Now where we are, they want us to fight our black people, saying, or no, they are taking beds in hospitals, they are taking our jobs there. What stuff so ever. So I want to submit this point to you, that we will never, as the EFF, fight black people. How they get in here, we don't know. The people who are supposed to be responsible and held accountable for those people to come to this country is the sitting government. Because we are having soldiers in the borders, there's security in the borders. So when those people are here, why must we ill-treat them? We must ask the ANC government, how did these people arrive here? All right, no, thanks, Kat. So, so you also say before the Europeans came, we did not have boundaries amongst ourselves as Africans. Yeah. So we did not use rivers, we did not use forests, we did not use mountains as boundaries. No, we didn't use that as boundaries. What we are talking about here, we're talking about boundaries as physical borders. Yeah, the things I mentioned are physical borders. A river cannot stop you from crossing it to the other side. Right? And when you cross a river, you won't be requested documentation. There was no documentation there. In 1884 and 1885, the European powers sat in Berlin. They call it the Congo Congress. They divided Africa on how they want to impose imperialism and divide it. That's when we were divided through borders. That here the Belgians will lead, here the French will lead, here England will lead, will colonize these people. So Africans had no borders. We must not... The Congo conference has nothing to do with the question. So the question is... It has everything to do with the question because it was the resolution taken in from that conference to divide Africa. What I asked you was, you believe even before the Congo Congress happened in Berlin, there was no borders. We did not use borders as Africans. We didn't have borders. Then it's fine. Let's leave it. Yeah. Can you explain the 7 cardinal pillars, any of them or all of them, whatever you remember, to a potential voter? Look, how can you sell it? We've got the first and the most important cardinal pillar in the EFF.
All of them are very important, but the most and first important cardinal pillar is expropriation of land without compensation for equal distribution. When we expropriate land, we are talking about taking the land into the custodianship of the state with its resources. Anything which is underground, the earth or the land of South Africa or of Africa, must belong to the custodianship of the state. If you want to use a particular portion of land, you will go to the state and apply, explain what you want to use it for, and the state allocates to you. What is difficult about that?
No, it's nothing difficult.
So that is the most important cardinal pillar number one of the EFF, which carries the riches of Africa. You see now, there is a huge war which is happening in Nigeria, between France and Nigeria.
Yes.
And there is a puppet of a president of Nigeria, that old man, is trying to push, because Africa is changing. There is a new Africa which is coming.
Yeah.
So the new leaders understand very well what must be done. How can we have resources and be poor? How can we be beggars while we've got everything? The world relies on us on most of the minerals, but we are poor as Africans. So the generation of leaders which is here today is turning the tables around, because the previous leaders, they had their task was to attain freedom. Your freedom of speech, freedom of movement, and all freedom of access. But the ones who are currently in power want economic freedom. Want us to be employers, not employees. We must employ them because they don't possess what we have here in Africa. They must come to us, work with us, teach us to do everything. If they have multinational companies in Europe, for example, for oil refinery, they must come with that company here, bring those ideas, bring those resources, come to Africa where they get oil, refine the oil, and we sell it to them there, because the oil belongs to us. If we close our oil, there won't be anywhere the way they will get oil, like Russia is doing now.
Yeah. So you clearly define number one, which is land. So non-negotiable one. Which one is number two? Can you wanna come in?
Yeah, no problem. Number two is nationalizations of mines, banks, and other strategic sectors of the economy.
Yeah.
In that regard, my brother, when you nationalize banks and other strategic sectors of the economy, is to make the government to have capacity and be in charge of its own SOEs and banks and strategic sectors of the economy. So it simply means that our government must take over, lead us, because now as we're speaking, the people are being suppressed, my brother.
Sure.
People are being exploited in banks that are owned by foreigners, ABSA, Standard Bank, FNB. Yourself now, if maybe you want to contest this political terrain, you can fall a victim of being exploited by bankers. They close tabs for you. You do not have they do not allow you to have an account, a bank account. Those kind of things are happening, I can tell you. Even our president is going through those kind of things. So we need, as a government, we need to take over this government so that we can have the bank of the government, so that it's not managed by anyone who's from far. Anyone that we don't know must not come here and manage our things. We must have capacity as government. We must lead SAA. We must lead DINEL. Those are strategic sectors of the economy, and we must take charge of them. We must control them. We must never allow the likes of Pravin Gordhan coming here as an agent of imperialists coming to control our states, wanting to sell our SOEs. We must never allow that. The government must have capacity.
You gave me one pillar. You gave me one pillar. How many pillars are there?
No, we've got seven cardinal pillars, and I think I know most of them.
Give them point format, just so, because you are doing it for your electorate. So Give it to me. Your constituency must consume this, must understand them, must know what they mean. Even if it's not top, even if you don't name what number is it, just if you not, then you can just give it to me. I think I have it, so I'll just put it here. So let's leave that one. Let's just talk about state capacity. No? So I've heard your commander-in-chief speaking about the future of South Africa. He says when he leads, he doesn't want to lead only with his friends and his allies, and he's not going to lead as a dictator. He will have people amongst him who will lead with. But he also says, chiefly meaning that he will not stop doing cadre deployment. In creating state capacity, what do you guys envisage? And I'll tell you why I'm saying so. I'm saying so because I've personally had fighters where they lament the fact that, you know, for example, who's this? Let me go, the singer. Who's the singer? No, who's the singer in Parliament?
Ringo Madlingos.
Ringo Madlingos jumped the queue and then jumped there, and fighters are not happy. And recently, Jimmy Manyi, he's now someone very senior in politics. They say, no, man, he must start the queue like all of us, but it's not realistic. So instead, in creating state capacity, what is it that you guys are going to do, and are the ground forces ready to be surprised whenever, because people want to eat, they've got a queue of eating. After this one, the Namas eat. That thing is going to be difficult. It might be easy for you, but your rank and file members might find it very difficult. What are you going to do to create state capacity?
You're asking about state capacity, and it's self-explanatory. There's nothing to do with what you asked. State capacity, it says it's self-explanatory. It states that we want to build state capacity, state and government capacity. It simply says we want to move away from relying on tendering systems. We want, if let's say for collecting garbage in and out of Pretoria, City of Tshwane shouldn't rely on contractors to collect garbage. It should employ and procure trucks and people, machinery, to carry out the duties without involving an outsider. An outsider, I'm talking about construction.
BEE.
You can call it that, but I'm not referring to that. I'm just saying tendering system.
Yes.
We want to do away with the tendering system. So it has nothing to do with the cadre deployments and what you're asking. So state capacity says the state must have capacity to carry itself.
Kat, how are you going to guarantee state capacity? Because to achieve it, you need radical changes in the way government is run. Government of today needs a lot of changes, and you can't do it with people who are currently in government. You need to come with your own. What are you going to do with cadre deployment? I'm asking you again. To him, it's irrelevant. To you, what do you say?
No, as you've illustrated that our president said that also Magan Piazza High. Yeah, we cannot go and look for people when we have capacity internally. Why should we look for people when we have capacity? So ours here in the EFF, we've saw that there's a lot of fighters who have good ideas. There are a lot of fighters who are professionals. There are a lot of fighters who have skills. Therefore, we're suppressed because we're not in charge. So we had to contest the political space so that we become in charge, and then so
cadre deployment will come. You will have your own version of cadre deployment, just to make sure that you hold this state capacity, you create this state capacity.
You are putting it wrong. You are putting it wrong because you are saying cadre deployment as if it's just going to.
But that's what. Don't resist it because it comes from the. It comes from the other side.
Without capacity, and I will be made MM there in the city of Tshwane without the necessary qualification. It doesn't happen like that. You must go into our website and check. We advertise posts, not internal, external, to every South African citizen. Whoever qualifies for that post takes it. Even though we have people who qualify for that particular, the most competent candidate gets the opportunity. We are here for South Africans. We are not here for EFF members.
So you are going to continue with cadre deployment. Number one, number two. You are going to continue.
No.
You are going to stop. You are going to stop tenders, but you are going to continue with cadre deployment.
No. The way you are putting it wrong. You are putting it as if we are saying that we are going to queue, and then we are going to be saying you are a city manager.
But you are offended by the word cadre deployment, and it's not the word of your own.
No, we are saying.
So you are running away. You are making sure that you are not linked to it.
We are saying.
But you just said it, aggregate.
No, let me come in. Let me clarify it for you. You know,
please do that.
Cadre deployment.
It's not a swear word.
No,
it's not a bad word.
Look, cadre deployment.
If you want to own it, guys.
Look, I'll explain to you.
Yes.
It's just that others, they are doing it wrong.
Yeah.
If we are going to do cadre deployment, with qualified people on those particular positions who have capacity to do the job, we can do it. But those others, they just take somebody.
The 2024 elections, no one will lead. No one will get outright majority. People must be friends with other people. And people, as we speak, have started conniving behind other people's back, trying to make sure that they've got friends. But they cannot disclose friends now. Number one, do you think you'll take the province of Gauteng? And if you do, what candidate will it be? And who, in your liking, I know these things happen at national, these negotiations, who would you want to co-govern with?
Look, we are not looking at governing with anyone currently.
You are taking it. You are taking it outright.
You are speaking Gauteng. We are contesting the elections.
Yes.
We want to take Gauteng outright majority. That's our target.
Yes.
So we can only speak coalitions after we failed to reach our goalpost, and which we have never failed. We are very ready. We are very ready to take this Gauteng.
Okay. Yeah. So Limsimanga, can you work with him? If DA gives you that, because I know you guys are happy to work with anyone.
Look, the EFF is open to negotiations, to everyone. The Commander-in-Chief has elaborated on that several times. He said on many occasions. It's open
with everyone. But the ANC?
But
because
with everyone. Everyone,
even including the ANC.
Even ACDP, IFP.
All right.
Even anything.
Okay, sharp. Kat, you want to bite on this one?
No, yeah, thank you very much.
Is your mic on? Is your mic? Just check if your mic is on.
All right. Yeah, no, thank you very much, my brother. First of all, I'd like to inform you that collisions are inevitable and they are here to stay. The political landscape of South Africa has taken that shape and all political parties are ready for that. Hence, you see those who are hungry for power are starting to organize themselves as a form of Moonpact. A Moonpact is a group of political parties with common goal, with no clear tools of analysis to liberate the compatriots. And this is dangerous for our country because all these parties of Moonpact are funded by one funder. South Africans must never fall into this arranged management. So, you know, this thing of Moonpact, my brother, it's arranged by a certain funder who's bringing all lobby groups into one because that funder, he enjoys managing South Africa from far while using his puppets on the front. So we're very, very tired and we're also appealing to South Africa to not fall into that trap. That trap, it's malicious, it's killing us. We are tired of being managed by individuals. Okay, so you want to contest power without receiving money. Are you want to check who gives you money? We don't want handlers. We want to lead ourselves. We don't want to take a mandate from somewhere. When you ask us a question... Are you going to check who gives you money? No. Ourselves, we've opened donations You can donate even yourself 10 rand. You can donate up to 90,000 if my memory serves me well. So anyone, any member, any supporter, if you are a member, you can donate for organization. So but that on its own doesn't give you powers to come and dictate to us. But others who are organized the same way, organized by someone, they are convened by someone. That person who's convening them, he's giving them funds, all of them. All of those seven political parties, they're getting money from one person. So at the end of the day, you understand and no, these people, they're serving the same master.
All right, so you organize the region of Tshwane, very key in winning the province next year. Someone comes openly who gives money to the opposition. Someone who's dirty. Dirty, I mean, in terms of his public image, says, guys, I want to give you money. Do you vet the person, or you take the money and work the elections and capacitate your soldiers on the ground and run?
No, if someone comes and give us money, because giving us money on us is public. We don't hide. When you give us money so that we can win to achieve the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF and lead this country. You don't give us money so that tomorrow you can come and tell us, no, remove that one from the minister and add that one in there. No, we don't want those things.
So he doesn't mind where the money comes from.
Look, you need to understand that the EFF is a law enforcement agency of South Africa.
Of course it's not.
Yes, we are not going to go there and scream people who has done this, who has done that.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to donate for the EFF, there is a donation platform. You SMS, you pay 10 rand, 20 rand, or 30 rand. If you want to donate in bulk, it must not be above 90,000.
It must not be above 90,000 without declaration, or that's just a cap.
Look, declaration is from 90,000 and above. Okay. So less than 90,000,
they can,
no declaration.
All right, no, I'm happy.
We don't even want to know who funded us. Yes. Whoever wants to see the organization grow and doing well and they love the organization, let them fund us. And we need those people to assist us. No, because elections are very expensive, my brother. And secondly, look, the issue, you raised the issue of Solini Simanga, Moonshot, and so forth. There is a condition in that Moonshot. You know what is the condition in that Moonshot? It says the party with the most numbers or the most votes leads the coalition. So DA.
So no exceptions.
No exceptions. It's a clause. It's a policy within there. It's an agreement. So the DA knows that Action SA cannot surpass us. IFP cannot do that. ACDP cannot do that nationally. But the EFF, because we are breathing on their neck.
Yeah. If
we call them into the pact, we'll be subjected to be led by these ones because they are going to surpass us. That's why they've declared us an enemy. So the DA knows that we are the true liberators of African people when it comes to economic emancipation. So they don't want to see black people doing this. That's why they're conniving, concocting, getting smaller piece, and putting them together. And what they're doing is they got rid of all black leaders in the DA who were like in them, who were very strong in their riches, and encouraged them to go from smaller parties so that they can get the numbers at the regional level, combine those numbers to become one number. And give them power. They are fighting back to power with everything they have. Remember, white people in South Africa, if not mistaken, if my memory serves me, they're 5.5 million. During COVID, a lot of them have left the country.
Living in what way? In coffins or?
Many they left the country.
Yeah, but
they left the country, but we know they are no longer in the country.
Yes.
Many have seeked opportunities, they went back home. Remember, Africa is not their home.
Okay.
That's why you find that they will come here, steal our land, own big properties here, multinational.
So the point you are making is having reduced the white number, it would inevitably boost your numbers.
What do you mean?
If for the point you are making about the the 5.5 whites who left the country, who left.
No, I didn't say 5.5 whites left.
Yes.
There is 5.5 million white people.
Yes.
In South Africa.
And then many of them left.
Many of them left.
Yeah, so that inevitably makes
the number
of
how many
left, but it's a gain for you. It's a gain for you, that's what you say.
It's a gain for us because blacks are still here.
All right.
Blacks have got nowhere to go.
All right, this cat.
Yeah, sure. No. You know, guys, I'll tell you one thing. You know what resulted to this Moon Pact? Each and every organization has its own internal research.
Yeah.
There was research conducted by the DA. There was a research that conducted by the ANC. There was a research that was conducted by the EFF. All of these parties. And my brother, if I were to tell you this, you'll know why the Moon Pact is formed. All the internal research of all political parties said that EFF is coming with a rapid speed, is taking over. And that on its own.
That's what the enemy's research says.
No, the internal research of the DA says that the EFF is coming with power, it's overtaking. And that on its own, says, people are shivering.
All right.
Helen Zilemona Watatazela. So it's a problem to them. Now they sat down and say, guys, the research is saying like this. What is to be done? They went and lobby their historical friend, IFP, that sold out historical. We know that it's been funded by white people, and they just bring this.
In Natal.
Yes, IFP has been like that. There is that tribal arrangement.
Yeah.
So they sat down. They said, guys, we're under siege. EFF is coming. What must be done? The mastermind who are sitting at the back, who are overseeing everything, they came with a strategy to form a Moon Pact so that numbers can at least be in their favor, because they don't imagine themselves out of power.
All right, let's do this. You want to bite the moon again?
No,
okay.
I want to add on something because you asked a question about Tshwane. Look, John Steenhuisen in the DA is not superior to LNC. He is the leader of the DA. LNC is the chairperson, federal chairperson. Right. Here in Gauteng, Tshwane is the party leader, the leader of the DA. There is a guy, I'm not so sure if he's say it's very correct. Fred Ne. Is the next guy in the DA. If the DA is Moon Pact short or whatsoever happens to succeed here in Gauteng, forget about Tshwane being the queen. That Fred Ne will take over.
So he's fronting. They are fronting with the black guy.
Look, they still,
and then when they win, they will do this.
They still need those black faces. Those hired people. Because you need to know, we go into elections with like your by-elections with the people of the PA as parties.
Yes.
You find them with what do they call those things?
Party agents.
The party agents. And you ask them. They say, no, we don't vote for DA ourselves. But these people are paying us a salary at the end of the day.
They get pizza every day.
Yeah, they get pizza, they get 500.
3 pizzas.
My brother, let me tell you one thing.
500 a day.
Let me tell you one thing that you don't know.
Yes.
What actually Matibula is saying is correct. That these people are fronting with black. When power comes in, they bring white. Yes. Now as we speak here in Tshwane, they just brought a pink boy from Cape Town, who doesn't even know where it's Amaskral, where it's Mamelodi, how many horses do we have in Tshwane. They imposed him in the people of Tshwane. Boom! Here comes the water crisis in Amaskral. That boy doesn't even know where it's Amaskral, but he's here, Michael Brinky, he's been imposed to us, to lead us. Whereas he doesn't know the edge of Atrashville. He doesn't know Siahlala. He doesn't know Estress. He just know it on a map. On a document, on a paper.
Got African councillors, you guys send them traps in the offices. You give them women there in the office.
No. That is very incorrect.
What happened? Who planted that woman?
Look, who planted the woman for the DA candidate is the DA. You must do your research correctly.
Yeah. Who planted the woman? Is it?
Because it's problematic to come and pose those issues on us. We don't know anything.
No, I'm kidding. You did not do that.
We want to correct you.
Yes.
Let us correct you.
Sure.
Look, the previous mayor, Randall Williams, he was given a mandate from Cape Town that your mandate is cost containment.
Yes.
You make sure you reduce the costs or the spending of the city of Tshwane and stop all the tenders. Remember, immediately Randall came in, he stopped tenders, withdrew securities, and buildings for the city started collapsing. There was no garbage collections because the tenders which were there to assist the people were stopped. Many of them.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they wanted to investigate how did this one get a tender. And those things, we are not saying those ones who were in power there were doing it correctly. But it's a transition. You understand?
Yeah.
You have to be cautious. Look at how much negative impact is it going to have than a positive one. Especially when it comes to service delivery. Lastly, the one who came here, when he came now, the current one, when he came here, before he could even be elected as a mayor, he said, I am going to sell for them. He's told, go and sell the properties of Tshwane in order for you. And who are you going, when he said, who do you think is going to buy from them airport? Who do you think? What race?
I don't know the race. You can educate me.
Look, my man. If you
Rob Hessoff?
It's obvious. It's that race. Even if it's not it's that race.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But what I want to tell you is, this one, his mandate is to save Tshwane. But he doesn't know what to do. He's just everywhere. He eventually he's no longer a mayor, he's just the spokesperson of Tshwane. Every day he's just having a podcast or he's just speaking on behalf
because of time. So you guys are going to hit the ground very soon for the 2024.
You withdraw us from the ground.
Okay.
We are not going to hit the ground. You withdraw us from the ground to come
here. Okay. When the opportunity comes, and then I don't know what would the spirits would be evoking from you, where you're going to sing the popular song. Are you going to sing it?
Kill the boy, kill the farm.
Yes.
Yes. The court declared the chant.
Yes.
Not inciting violence.
Yes. You happy with it?
It's a court decision. They must go and appeal it. For now, we're going to sing it. Kill the farmer, kill the bull.
Okay.
Yes. Who am I to divide the court? Who am I?
Okay. Can we close anything from your side? I'm closing. Anything from your side, Kat?
No, thank you very much. No, anything from my side is that we are prepared for 2024. We are not part of any arrangements of Moon Pact and stuff. We are going to persuade our people on the ground. We are going to do door to door. We are going to be visible each and every corner of South Africa, starting from KwaZulu-Natal, ending to Limpopo. We are going to be intact.
No, look, we are going to be with our people each and every day, and we are going to make sure that we liberate them. We are going to speak to each and every person. We don't care whether you're wearing an ANC t-shirt, IFP t-shirt. We are going to speak to our people. The revolution has started. The time is now. We want to take over. We want everything which belongs to us. We want Africans to flourish. Danko.